Hello there and buckle up! We're diving head first into the chaotic, thought-provoking world of Fight Club. Released in 1999, this cinematic masterpiece, directed by David Fincher, packed a punch that left audiences both exhilarated and utterly bewildered. It's a film that doesn't play by the rules, much like its characters. Fight Club is not your average night out at the movies. It's a visceral, often uncomfortable exploration of modern masculinity, consumerism, and the search for identity in a world obsessed with appearances. Starring Edward Norton as the unnamed narrator and Brad Pitt as the enigmatic Tyler Durden, the film takes us on a wild ride through underground fight clubs, acts of social anarchy, and ultimately, a journey of self-discovery. But be warned, this isn't a film for the faint of heart. Fight Club is a film that stays with you long after the credits roll. It sparks conversations, challenges perspectives, and forces us to confront the darker aspects of ourselves and the society we inhabit. It's a film that demands to be discussed, debated, and dissected. And that, my friends, is exactly what we're going to do. Our story begins with a nameless insomniac, simply referred to as the narrator. He's adrift in a sea of IKEA furniture and corporate drudgery, his life a monotonous cycle of work, consumption, and soul-crushing boredom. Enter Tyler Durden, a charismatic soap salesman with a penchant for chaos and a philosophy that rejects societal norms. Together, they form Fight Club, an underground gathering where men can unleash their primal aggression and break free from the constraints of modern life. What starts as a way to feel something, anything, quickly spirals into something far more significant and dangerous. As Fight Club evolves from a secret society of bare-knuckle brawling to an anti-establishment organization with a much larger agenda, the lines between reality and delusion begin to blur. The film keeps us guessing, questioning the motives of its characters and the very nature of what we're seeing on screen. Edward Norton delivers a career-defining performance as the narrator, a man so profoundly lost in the throes of existential angst that he literally can't sleep. He's a cog in the corporate machine, his life meticulously curated with designer furniture and a wardrobe that would make Martha Stewart proud. But beneath the veneer of success lies a deep-seated emptiness, a yearning for something more, something real. He's addicted to support groups, finding solace in the shared pain of others, even if it's not his own. His insomnia is a metaphor for his inability to connect, to feel, to truly live. He's a man starved for authenticity in a world of cheap imitations. The narrator is a reflection of ourselves, the parts of us that crave something beyond the mundane, beyond the material. He's a cautionary tale about the dangers of conformity, of allowing ourselves to be defined by our possessions and our place in the consumerist machine. Brad Pitt explodes onto the screen as Tyler Durden, a charismatic and enigmatic figure who represents everything the narrator is not. He's a free spirit, a rebel, a charismatic leader who challenges the very foundation of their consumer-driven society. Tyler is a projection of the narrator's repressed desires, his yearning for freedom, for authenticity, for a life less ordinary. He's the voice in our heads that whispers, "Is this all there is?" He's the seductive embodiment of rebellion, the friend who dares us to step outside our comfort zones and question everything. But Tyler is also dangerous, his philosophy bordering on nihilism. He preaches a gospel of self-destruction, a rejection of all rules and constraints. He's a force of nature, unpredictable and destructive, and his influence over the narrator and the members of Fight Club is both intoxicating and terrifying. Section 5, Marla Singer, a glitch in the Matrix. In a film dominated by male angst and aggression, Marla Singer, played with a captivating cynicism by Helena Bonham Carter, is a breath of fresh air. She's a walking contradiction, both vulnerable and self-destructive, a kindred spirit to the narrator in her own right. Marla represents the chaos that disrupts the narrator's carefully constructed world. She sees through his facade, recognizes the emptiness beneath his material possessions. She's a constant reminder of the authenticity he craves, the rawness he both desires and fears. Marla is a catalyst for change, her presence forcing the narrator to confront his own demons. She's a reminder that even in the darkest corners of our existence, genuine connection is possible. She's a testament to the power of human resilience, even in the face of self-inflicted chaos. Section 6. Consumerism, you are not your khakis. Fight Club is a scathing critique of consumerism, a system that tells us our worth is measured by the things we own. The film holds a mirror up to our materialistic desires, forcing us to confront the emptiness of a life defined by possessions. The narrator's apartment, a shrine to IKEA chic, becomes a symbol of his spiritual bankruptcy. He's surrounded by things, yet he feels utterly empty. Tyler Durden's anti-consumerist rants, his acts of vandalism against corporate icons, are a visceral reaction to the suffocating grip of materialism. The film argues that true happiness cannot be found in a shopping mall or at the bottom of a credit card statement. It urges us to reject the seductive whispers of advertising and define ourselves by something more meaningful than the brands we wear or the cars we drive. Section 7. Identity, finding yourself in a fistfight. At its core, Fight Club is a film about identity, about the struggle to define ourselves in a world saturated with prepackaged identities and expectations. The narrator's journey is one of self-discovery, a brutal and often violent quest to break free from the confines of his former self. Fight Club, for all its brutality, offers a perverse form of liberation. It's a space where men can shed the masks they wear in the outside world and connect with something primal, something real. It's a dangerous and destructive path to self-discovery, but it's a path nonetheless. The film suggests that true identity cannot be found in conformity, in adherence to societal norms. It challenges us to question our own beliefs, to explore the darker aspects of ourselves, and to ultimately define ourselves on our own terms. Section 8. Masculinity Beyond the Beer and Brawls. Fight Club tackles the complexities of masculinity in a way few films have dared to before or since. It explores the frustrations and anxieties of men who feel adrift in a world that no longer seems to have a place for them. The film's depiction of violence, while controversial, is not gratuitous. It's a raw and unflinching examination of the ways in which men channel their aggression, both inward and outward. Fight Club becomes a release valve for their pent-up emotions, a space where they can express their rage and vulnerability without judgment. But the film also challenges traditional notions of masculinity. Tyler Durden, for all his machismo, embraces vulnerability and emotional honesty. He encourages men to connect with their feminine side, to embrace their emotions rather than suppress them. Section 9. The Twist Mind Blown. To say more about the twist in Fight Club would be a disservice to those who haven't experienced it. Let's just say, it's a doozy. It reframes everything you think you know about the film, forcing you to reevaluate the characters and their motivations. It's a twist that elevates Fight Club from a cult classic to a cinematic masterpiece. It's a masterclass in storytelling, a testament to the power of film to surprise, shock, and leave audiences utterly gobsmacked. If you've seen the film, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, well, what are you waiting for? Go watch it. I'll be here when you get back, ready to dissect every mind-bending moment. Section 10. Fight Club's legacy, more than just a pretty fist. Fight Club wasn't a box office smash upon its release. In fact, it was considered controversial and divisive. But over time, it has become a cultural phenomenon, a touchstone for a generation grappling with the complexities of modern life. The film's dialogue has infiltrated our everyday language. The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club. It's a testament to the film's enduring impact, its ability to spark conversation and challenge conventional thinking. Fight Club has inspired countless think pieces, academic essays, and even a few real-life fight clubs, though we don't recommend starting one in your basement. Its themes of consumerism, identity, and masculinity continue to resonate with audiences today, perhaps even more so in our increasingly fragmented and uncertain world. Section 11. So, what's your Fight Club? Fight Club isn't a film that provides easy answers. It's a film that asks questions, that challenges us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the world we inhabit. It's a film that stays with you long after the credits roll, its images and ideas seared into your subconscious. So what's your Fight Club? What's the thing you do to feel alive, to break free from the monotony of everyday existence? More importantly, what price are you willing to pay for that freedom? Fight Club is a film that demands to be seen, discussed, and debated. It's a film that reminds us that sometimes, the only way to find ourselves is to lose ourselves completely. And that, my friends, is something worth fighting for. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Please don't go starting any underground fight clubs. Or do, I'm not the boss of you. But if you do, invite me. I'll be the one.